Hello everyone, this is your weekly horoscope. Aries. Virgo season has been all about work and getting back into routines. But this week, you're pulled to spend some time off the grid. The full moon in Pisces on the 10th falls in your unconscious sector and might be the sweetest moment you have all year to take a retreat, alone or with your partner. Especially because Mercury retrograde, which starts on the 9th, has you focused on one-on-one relationships. Get out of the city even if it's only for a day. This week's mantra is, I'll be back with a bang. Taurus. The full moon in Pisces on the 10th is the hottest time of the year for your social life. Invitations are coming in left and right for gatherings, art openings, and of course, all the usual fall wedding season madness. So things are a bit chaotic at work thanks to Mercury retrograde. You're still having a lot of fun. What makes this week extra special is the chance to introduce that new person you're dating or having a crush on to your closest friends. This week's mantra is, it's not easy being popular, but I can do it. Geminis. This week brings a huge breakthrough for your career as the full moon in Pisces on the 10th puts a spotlight on your public image sector. Whether you're retiring, getting promoted, or finally breaking away from a 9 to 5 to start freelancing. This change is a relief in both your public and private life. Your ruling planet Mercury also stations retrograde this week from the 9th, encouraging you to revisit old creative projects and spend more time with your kids or your parents. This week's mantra is, success isn't everything, but it does feel good. Cancerians. Whether you're starting grad school, taking a vacation, or hitting a milestone in your spiritual practice, the full moon in Pisces on the 10th highlights a commitment you've made to expanding your mind. Mercury retrograde from the 9th and Venus shift into Virgo from the 5th is also pulling you to reconnect with family, neighbors, close friends through shared educational and intellectual pursuits. This week's mantra is, I'm on an adventure and no one can stop me. Leos. The full moon in Pisces on the 10th brings you some much needed financial relief. It feels amazing to finally pay off that car loan or that credit card debt that's been haunting you for years. You may also get good news about a grant, inheritance, or investment. Because Mercury stations retrograde this week from the 9th, be patient with communications, especially around finances. Things might be slow, but it all works out in time. This week's mantra is, money flows to me. Virgos. This week's full moon in Pisces on the 10th is a lovely moment to sit with gratitude you feel for the most important people in your life. Sure, it isn't your anniversary, but who says you and your partner can't celebrate? Venus moves into your sign on the 5th, so this is also a great week for self-care. A haircut, a mani-pedi, and that jelly facial you've been waiting for, the perfect moment to splurge on should all be added to the agenda. This week's mantra is, I'm grateful for the people who light me up. Libras. Though you're usually the queen of FOMO, fear of missing out, Virgo season is actually your most MIA, missing in appearance time of the year. The full moon in Pisces on the 10th, though pulls you back into reality. You're busier than normal this week. Volunteering, running around to activities with your kids or your friends, or handling a minor crisis at work with your usual balance and grace. As communication planet Mercury stations retrograde in your sign, it's important you choose your words carefully as you jump back into daily routines. This week's mantra is, I'm calm, cool, and collected. Scorpions. This week's full moon in Pisces on the 10th brings some exciting news for a budding romance or your creative pursuits. Whether you're going on a third date with someone you really like or performing at an open mic night for the first time, this week is for having fun. Venus entrance into Virgo on the 5th is also a great news for your social life. Share your dreams with your friends this week. You never know who's waiting with an opportunity. This week's mantra is, I deserve to have fun. Sagittarians. The full moon in Pisces on the 10th comes with a breakthrough moment in home and family matters. Whether you're resolving an argument with your siblings, finishing up a major renovation project, or applying for your first mortgage, what happens this week feels like nothing short of a miracle. As Mercury grows into retrograde in your friendship sector, use this as an opportunity to reach out to some old friends and share the good news. This week mantra for you is miracles happen. Capricornians, you're a busy bee this week. The full moon in Pisces on the 10th lights up your communication, daily schedule, and local community sector. Your week is spent visiting neighbors, spending lots of time at the coffee shop, or perhaps even taking a quick trip out of your town, alone or with your BFF. It's fulfilling to have so much on your plate. Mercury stations retrograde in your career sector this week, leading you to reconsider some of your ideas about success. Maybe what you want is simpler than you think. This week's mantra is, I fill my cup with more than work. Aquarians, the full moon in Pisces on the 10th lights up your personal income and resources sector. This week could bring a major boon to your cash flow, a promotion at work, or relief on some monthly bills. Now that you have more confidence in your abundance, how can you upgrade the stuff you use every day to better suit your lifestyle? Would you be happier with a larger television, a better home audio system, a fall jacket that isn't falling apart? Invest in pieces that will be around for the long haul. This week's mantra for you is, I deserve things that last. Pisces, it's not your season, but this week's full moon on the 10th is in your sign, making it a moment to celebrate yourself. Love planet Venus enters Virgo and your partnership sector on the 5th. You're tempted to spend the entire week celebrating with your spouse, BFF, or work bestie. Just be careful not to overspend as Mercury goes into retrograde in your shared resources sector on the 9th, forcing you to revisit some past due bills or debts. This week's mantra for Pisces is, it's a joy to celebrate myself every day. That's it for the horoscopes. Thank you for listening to me. Comment down your mantras to already start attracting them. And for more detailed horoscopes, check out our Guruji application. Link is in the bio.